So you want a place where history meets tranquility and all the modern day conveniences that you could ask for? Well, that's what Vero Beach is all about. Here at the McLarty Treasure Museum. This is one of my favorite spots in Vero. Why is it a favorite spot in Vero? I'm gonna let you know here a little bit later because you actually might be able to find some treasure out on the beach. So this is the place where in 1715 there was actually a fleet that went down. It went down in a hurricane. There was 11, potentially 12 ships. They don't know for sure. All of the survivors, there's about 1,500 men, women, and children actually came ashore. They actually gathered all the supplies that fell ashore and they started to actually create an encampment here. They had small structures. There's actually a well here where they created fresh water so they could sustain themselves. There's actually a pirate that raided the site after these people came ashore. So imagine that. You get hit by a hurricane, you come ashore, you're in a strange land, you don't have water, you don't have food. They actually made the encampment here. The pirate came, took some of the treasure. They were actually to repel him, and then they later on brought those pieces of 8, gold 8, silver, copper, jewels. So they brought that treasure back to Havana, the bits that didn't actually go down to Jamaica where that pirate brought the treasure. So let's go and check this out. It's a beautiful spot. You might find some treasure on the beach. Bring your metal detector up here. My daughter loves it coming up here. You're gonna find one of the most beautiful beaches. You're gonna see those drone shots. This beach is absolutely incredible. The turquoise water. You gotta come and check out the McLarty Treasure Museum. This is a must-see. Here's a depiction of what it may have looked like. Now this is a painting. You can see the people in the water here. There was 12 ships. 11 of them were Spanish ships. One of them was a French ship that they actually had in tandem with them. That French ship actually made it away. At the time, the Spanish Empire was actually in decline, and this was a last-ditch effort for them to bring this treasure over to keep the actual empire afloat, if you will. These ships going down, they were really laden, so that was part of the thing, is a Hurricane A and B, the ships were really laden down with treasure. So you can see those people in the water there, how horrible and scary that must have been in 1715 for these people that actually did make it ashore. I'm standing here next to one of the cannons that was actually recovered from the wreck. There was 4 cannons that were recovered. There was a bunch of artifacts in here all around. You want to come and check it out. For only $2, you get to see all this. It's absolutely incredible. The significance of this cannon is that it was potentially one of the cannons that actually fortified that rough encampment that they had. Now, remember that pirate, well, his name was Jennings. Jennings was actually a privateer. So a privateer would have been coming down to help to recover the treasure to bring back to Spain. But when he actually landed on the shore, he became a trespasser on Spanish soil. Now that he was a trespasser on Spanish soil, he became a pirate. The significance of this is that this was actually marking the decline of the Spanish Empire and actually the ascension of the pirate era. So after Jennings got all of that treasure, it went around the world that this guy won all this treasure, and it began this era of piracy. Here we are at the site of the Pelican National Wildlife Preserve. Now, the last spot ushered in the age of piracy. This site actually ushered in the age of national parks. Now, in 1903, this was the first national park that was established for nesting and migrating birds, and it was established by Teddy Roosevelt, depicted here. Now, Teddy Roosevelt was a great president. He did a lot of different things, the Rough Riders and all that, but Teddy Roosevelt brought in a lot of national park. He really started taking land and setting it aside for a national park. So this park in particular is a site for over 130 nesting birds, migratory birds, if you know that snowbird thing where birds go from the north to the south, and they have stopovers. Some of them go to South America, some go to Mexico, some stay here in Florida. And this site here is a site for over 130 species of birds. Now, you can come here, there's butterfly gardens, there's walking parks, there's trails and all that. It's also very close to the Sebastian Wildlife Preserve where you can actually launch a boat. So it's a really great spot where you can bring your family, have a picnic, bring the bikes, bring the fishing pole, and it's a very relaxing, quiet spot to spend the day. The National Wildlife Refuge System manages over 850 million with an M acres around the United States and actually in the U.S. Virgin Islands as well. Teddy Roosevelt started it with that 5 acres. It started with Pelican Island right here in 1903. And you'll find trails all around here that you can go and you can see the birds, butterflies, river otters, fiddler crabs, all kinds of stuff. This is a spot you want to come if you really want to experience Florida's wildlife in its natural habitat. One of the really cool aspects of this park is the butterfly garden. Now, unfortunately, the butterfly garden was was laid to waste by Hurricane Michelle. This is one of the spots I really love to come to with my daughter. The butterflies are all scooting around. And at the end of the day, sometimes these things happen. They're bringing the butterfly garden back slowly but surely. Nature has its way. The butterflies are somewhere else, but they're going to be coming back. I'm here at JC Park. Well, there's a lot of parks here in Vero Beach, but JC Park, why is it special? Well, it's 1 mile from downtown Vero, so literally you could be here all day. You know how you get kind of tired at the end of the day, like, where are we gonna go? 1 mile down the street, you got burgers, you got sushi, you got Thai, you got all kinds of those great restaurants. You wanna go to the Dolce & Gabbana, get yourself some new sunglasses, that's right down the street. Well, JC Park, this beach is absolutely incredible. Sugar sand, turquoise water, beautiful day. On the other side over here, you got cabanas, a volleyball court. So if the kids wanna go in the water, they wanna skimboard, and then they wanna go over and play some volleyball, throw the football around, throw a frisbee, barbecue, this is the spot. JC Park is where you wanna go if you want a great day for the whole day for the family. I recommend JC Park. So I wanted you to know what it felt like to be in downtown Vero, working our way up to the Ocean Grill. This place has been there for a very long time. We're gonna get you into that. But look at these little shops that are down here. You can smell the salt air coming in off the ocean. You got shops. This is kind of like the Deco Drive of the Treasure Coast. It's a little hidden gem. My videographer actually has lived here for almost 10 years. He didn't know that this existed. Look, you got these beautiful wall art. This place is all about shopping, food, and real tranquility right on the beach. Now remember JC Park? That's literally 1 mile up the road. And then now you're right in the middle of it here. You got Mulligan's over there. You got the Ocean Grill here. All kinds of restaurants to choose from. This is what downtown Vero is all about. Now remember when I was talking about all three of those attributes that Vero Beach offers? Well, this is what it's all about. The Ocean Grill has your tranquility. It has the history, built in 1942 by Waldo Sexton right after World War II, who was really part of who built downtown Vero. And then that last bit, the modern convenience. Well, imagine being on the beach, having a beautiful meal, looking out over the ocean just after you came to JC Park, walking down the road and maybe buying that little sundress for your wife, or maybe some souvenirs for your family back home. This is what it's all about. I wanted to show you the Ocean Grill. The food is fantastic. The view is even better, and it's so close to everything you couldn't even imagine. This is what downtown Vero is all about, and the Ocean Grill embodies that. Right now, I'm waiting to be seated here, and this place absolutely will blow you away. The history just oozes out of every corner. You can smell the food, and you can also smell the wood in this place. It smells like it's from 1942, but in a good way, not like your fraternity basement. The current owners have actually owned this place since 1965. Now remember, it was built in 1942. You know what it feels like? I feel like history. It feels like something out of a Charles Dickens novel, something like Robinson Crusoe. Like you have this treehouse, all this exposed wood in here, wrought iron. You can sit at the bar, have your snowy grouper sandwich, your Pusser's painkiller, looking out over the ocean with that snowy grouper sandwich. This is what it's all about. This is that tranquility, this is that history, and this is about modern convenience. You even have the gift shop right over here where you can get the trinkets for the kids. Now there's another hidden gem, and it's just south of here. It's called Fort Pierce. If you're interested in checking that out, click on this link below and I'll see you there.